This week is Parshas Vayera. As in all the other Parshiot in Parshas, many things are mentioned in Torah Shebechtav, many things are omitted. It is part of Limud Torah to understand why things are mentioned, why things are omitted. This Parsha is dedicated to the relationships of father and son, of Ubein. It's a very special Parsha for me also because it's my Bar Mitzvah Parsha. Let us first begin with the opening words. Vayera, a love. Vehu Yoshev. God appears to Abraham and he's sitting. And we all know the Rashi, we all know the reason. But what my concern is here is it says a love. He appeared to him. Vehu, and he is sitting. Why the impersonal language? Why did it just say Vayera el Avraham, Va'avraham Yoshev Pesach HaOhel? Why the impersonal? It's a question that, I don't know if is going to be answered by me at this point, but it's bothered me over the years and I've tried to develop it. And we see that God's conversations, either by himself or through the Malachim, graduate, so to speak. We see right at the beginning of Shvi'i, Vayoma Elav Avraham. So God says to Avraham, a love, but then it says Avraham, so it gets personal. Vayoma Hineni. And then by the Akedah, everything is rectified, where for the two places that Hashem left out Abraham's name in the beginning, before he's ready to perform the Akedah, it says, Vayoma Avraham, Avraham, al tishlach yodcha. Avraham, stop, don't do it. So, as Avraham proceeded further in this process of Akedah, we see that God and Abraham are sort of moving closer together, perhaps. Where is Sarah Imenu in all this? Doesn't say. Abraham gets up early in the morning, takes along his servants, Na'arav. Sarah didn't pack a box lunch for them. Nothing. We don't hear about Sarah. I mean, this is an unusual trip at an unusual time. We don't hear about Sarah. Where is Sarah? We do not hear from Yitzchak until Yitzchak asks, where's the seh? Where is the sheep? Where is the carbon? Elokim yirelo aseli Allah. God will find the seh. Is Abraham's reply. Yitzchak does not have a reply to that. And they continue. Vayelchu shnehem yachdav. And the Torah tells us that they both went on together. Yachdav, together, meaning as one. One mind, one goal, one event. the questions are insurmountable. How does a human being of the nature of Abraham and Yitzchak go about doing this? How can a father slaughter his son? And how can a son, when he realizes that he's the korban, not say a word and continue on? So we are told that this was the highest level of Emunah. This was the highest level of Emunah. That everything that God does is for good, and we've been commanded, and we love Him, and we respect Him, so we're just going to do it. Very hard to understand. But, Vayelchu shteihem yachdav, they went on together. And this is the foundation of the father-son relationship. Vayelchu shneihem yachdav. The father and the son went together. Father in Ivrit is of, Aleph Bet, the first letters of the alphabet. It's just as the alphabet is a yesod, a foundation, Aleph and Bet, father, is a foundation of Yiddishkeit. It's a foundation of human relationship. In fact, the Arabs have a name, Ibn. If you look at the letters there, it's Aleph, Bet, Nun. Aleph, Bet, or Vez, of, and Vez and Nun, so fit, Ben. Of, Ben, Evan. They are combined together, of and Ben, like a stone. The relationship is strong. Let's go back to Vayelchu shteihem yachdav, to my bar mitzvah Shabbos. The Rav at the shul said whenever he saw Naftali and his father, they were together. Vayelchu shteihem yachdav. They came to daven together. They came to a shiur together. They walked in the street together. They walked to the store together. They were always together. There was a bond there. There was a kesher there. I'll relate a personal story. Many years ago, this happened in Rockaway Beach. Some of you may remember it. People would come there for the summer. My uncle made a bar mitzvah for my cousin. And we walked over to their apartment Friday night to be mesameach, to wish mazel tov again. And my father, who was the most modest and quiet of people, felt, rightfully so by the way, humiliated. His brother-in-law didn't introduce him to anybody, didn't say Baruch Ham L'Shalom, didn't say anything, ignored him. Well, we sat there and we participated, and after a while we went back home. And my father says, I'm not going tomorrow to the bar mitzvah. As he was walking with my mother, I overheard this, and I said to myself, let's see what happens here. In the morning, I overslept. There was a different shul where we davened from, where the bar mitzvah took place, and they started earlier, about a half hour. My father comes into my room Shabbos morning, and he says to me, you're going to be late. Get up, you have to go to the bar mitzvah. And I looked at my father, I said, Dad, are you going? He said, no, I'm not going, but I don't want to make a whole big to-do. You go. I said, Dad, I'm not going. He says, what do you mean you're not going? I said, I mean, I don't want to go. well, you should go. You love cholent and kugel, and you're going to miss it. Where are you going to get a good hot cholent in the middle of the summer? I said, Dad, that's not the point. So he said, what is the point? I said, the point is, you're my father. You felt insulted, and rightfully so. And you were insulted. No question. If somebody insults my father, they insult me. If somebody praises my father, they praise me. If you feel insulted, you feel hurt, what do you think? I'm not hurt? Of course I'm hurt. I'm not going. And then, Vayelchu shteihem yachdav, we went to our regular shul together. There was a unity. There was a bonding. After I said this to my father, I saw water welling up in his eyes. And he kissed me on the head. He didn't say anything else, but he kissed me. And that kiss said it all. Then I understood the word kabed, es avicha. How do you honor your father? Many different ways. But I saw it in his face, in his recognition, and perhaps in his appreciation that his son, his future, behaved in a noble way. And he was proud of me. And I was proud of him and loved him every second that I knew him. This is the relationship between father and son, as it's supposed to be. The father and the son always have to go, and I keep mentioning it, Vayelchu shteihem yachdav, Vayelchu shteihem yachdav. There has to be unity. There has to be peace. There has to be love between a father and a son. This is the lesson of the Akedah. The relationship between father and son is Aleph Bet. It's Even. It's fundamental. And if there isn't this Aleph Bet, if there isn't this love, if there isn't at least this respect, the family is torn asunder. And there can be no nachas. There can never be any nachas in families where there is a divide, a split, an argument between father and son. It just can't be. Father, Son, and Hashem, these are the three partners. These are the three pillars that the world stands on. And when I say father and son, I also mean mother. Kibbud av va'em. If you look at the word kabed, the gematria is 26. If you look at the name of Hashem, Yud-Kei Vav-Kei, the tetragrammaton, the gematria is also 26. If you do not respect, honor your father, you do not respect, honor, or love Hashem. It goes together. It's in Even, Aleph, Bet, Nun. It has to be intertwined. There are many examples throughout Tanakh of fathers and sons. Many of them, perhaps most, relate not such great situations as a lesson to us to learn how to rectify in case we ever come into a situation like that. What's the right way to do it so that it doesn't lead to machlokas? The examples beyond the Parsha are Avraham and Yitzchak, Moshe and Gershom and Eliezer. We never hear of them again except later on in Tanakh they're mentioned just by name. What happened between Moshe and his two sons? We don't really know. We have to try to discover what happened. Shaul and Yonasan, David and Avshalom, Bevarcha mipnei Avshalom beno. The description of David when he was fleeing from Avshalom beno, who wanted to kill him. How could there be peace in the house of David? How could there be peace in any house when there is such rage? The world, the community, the family exists when there is Vayelchu Shtehem Yachdav. May we all merit the schus to have that bracha, and those who need working on, fathers and sons, should work out their problems and have the bracha of Vayelchu Shtehem Yachdav. Shabbat Shalom, v'Shalom al Yisrael.